Welcome to First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism. We carry on that tradition of free thought today, dedicated to promoting a free search for truth, meaning, and justice. Our web address is firstunitarian.org. I'm David Breeden, Senior Minister. Welcome.
Some of our maybe young folks in the room, and maybe some of the more seasoned folks, is that salty?
Salty.
Folks in the room may be familiar with a new animated movie that's out on Netflix called The Sea Beast. Do you all know of The Sea Beast? Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed this movie a couple of times, so I'll tell you about it. In it, a young, spirited girl named Maisie has a book about the hunters. Maisie is growing up in an orphanage for children whose parents were hunters and were killed by the sea beasts. It is a swashbuckling tale of sailing ships and the hunting ships that go to kill these great sea beasts. So Maisie, tired of the orphanage, boring, she stows away on the inevitable. And the inevitable is after the great red bluster. And there's a lot of arg and yar, and the Captain Crow, he's not quite Ahab, but there's a little bit of an Ahab story in there. He's after the red sea beast this time. Maisie stows away, and she brings a new perspective, a completely new vision of what's actually happening and what's different from this old book, this adventure book that she's been reading. And she befriends the first mate, Jacob, who's destined to become captain, and they get separated from the ship, and Jacob begins reading the book, and he says, well, we're not like that at all. First of all, we don't say yar nearly that much. And they are saved, in fact, by the red bluster. Never mind that it is an amphibian that acts like a mammal. I ask you to suspend you've got to suspend a lot of disbelief in this. But the point of the story is that the operating principle that the hunters and the monarchs, the king and queen, and all the people of the country, what they operate on as their operating principle is an old and false fear that the sea beast will come on land and kill them all. The sea beasts are fighting back because the hunters are fighting them. And Maisie teaches folks about asking a different set of questions, changing the narrative, imagining a new future. So I'm thinking a lot about what is this in this story where water is practically a character. Oh, it's beautifully animated. You may really enjoy that. But I think what meaning does that have for us in the midst of this great transition? Every congregation in this country is in the midst of a great transition. We came together in one way before the pandemic. We made our way through the pandemic. Oh my God, we made our way through. Part of today is a celebration of survival. Look around. We're here. We're back. And we need to ask new and different questions. Change narratives. Imagine a new future. What does it mean to be a congregation on this side of it? To be curious and courageous. To go places we maybe didn't think we could. To let go of old fears. To examine in new ways. A Unitarian Universalist minister that I know says that sometimes we're the ocean and sometimes we're held up by the ocean. Sometimes we're the ocean and sometimes we're held up by the ocean. We come here, both in this space and online, to not be alone with these questions and thoughts that we have, with our longings to live a new way, with our longing to live with the most integrity and joy and courage and curiosity that we can. That's why we're here. And that's why at the start of our 141st year as a congregation, we go forward with boldness into new seas.
I had something written up for today, and then longtime member Mibbs Pearson sent around a script. Mibbs, I know you're here today. I think I saw you. There she is up in the balcony. And she sent that around, and it was just so cool and so good that I had to hit delete and start over again. But this building opened in September of 1951 with the new program year. For the occasion of the beginning of the 70th year of FUS, the minister, Carl Storm, wrote these words, quote, "May we be worthy of this building, worthy of the possibilities it offers, worthy of the sacrifices it entails. Here may we be honest in religion as in all life, not afraid to doubt and question every thought, strong in our conviction, but kind in our regards, and not unaware of the mistakes to which all of us are prone. May this be a place of high thought and renewed enthusiasm for all that is best in the human venture. Here let dignity and mirth blend in rich mixture. Here let sorrow be broadened into greater understanding and suffering be touched with new courage. Here let honest thought be respected in pulpit and pew, and here let mind and heart unite in worthy undertakings. This building is far more than brick, steel, and glass. It is a modern expression of humanity's search for a better way of life. Its doors are open to all who are intent upon that search, and the doors swing out upon a world that is always in need of more justice, more kindness, and more decency. What we bring to this place is highly important, but what we give of ourselves in the wide reaches of human life are even more significant." End quote. The aspirations of the people who began First Unitarian Society back in 1881, and someone better at math has to figure out is it 141st order? Yeah, there. 1881 is when they really started. There'd been a meeting for some time before that. And the aspirations of the people who built this building, the aspirations of the people who have maintained this place for so long. Who are they? Who are we now? I think the best way to sum it all up is to say that this is the congregation built by and for the people who, as Carl Storm phrased it, sought to create more justice, more kindness, and more decency. Justice, kindness, decency. Those are our humanist values. And it's not a bad laundry list for today or for living a lifetime of meaning and purpose. Here we are at the beginning of our, I think, 141st year. And yes, we celebrate those who have been a part of First Unitarian Society when these doors opened. Thanks for being there, and thanks for being here now. We celebrate those joining us today, and we all will join together in going into an ideal future. This year, may we find a renewed sense of identity, a deepening sense of meaning and purpose, and a place to belong. This is the congregation built by and for people like you, people seeking to create more justice, more kindness, and more decency. As Carl Storm phrased it, may this be the place of high thought and renewed enthusiasm for all that is best in the human venture. Let dignity and mirth blend in a rich mixture. So may it be. Thanks for listening. You can find much more about humanism and what's happening at First Unitarian Society in Minneapolis by visiting our website at firstunitarian.org.